coming out here. It's a great sport. It's a good time.
Girls kicking ass.
The fast-paced action.
It's dangerous and fun, and it really is a sport, and it's impressive.
Well, I hope I see a bunch of girls hitting each other really hard.
In the very beginning, we really just got going, and we didn't really know what we were doing. A couple people said, why don't we call ourselves the Ghoul Scouts? And so we said, okay, let's do that. And we were green and black, and we dressed up like zombies. At the time, really, it was just a lot of girls saying, let's put on skates and see if we can do this again. And we would hit each other before we even had pads, before we know how to fall or how to hit. We formed much more of a structure. So then we decided to have heads of skate, like a representative democracy where we vote who we want to be in positions of power. And then those people be in charge of different, committees. Then once we had enough girls, we realized, okay, we're gonna need 2 teams. And then we also wanted a travel team because there's so many teams that are about our age in the Southeast, like traveling distance.
Skater own, skater run. We do everything on the track. We're the skaters, but we're also everything behind the scenes.
It developed into this much bigger, more organized, well put together, rules following thing. My derby name is Carmen Slamdiego.
Pink Demonaid.
Queen Kong.
Shanimal.
My mom came up with that. Originally it was Kim Kong.
I liked Carmen Slamdiego whenever I was a kid, and she was a super villain, but nobody ever won. Like the bad guy, she was a bad guy that always won.
I knew I wanted something kind of pink related because that's my favorite color, and I take it to the extreme sometimes, but like pink lemonade, a little sugar, a little spice.
Well, I think half the reason we have names is just because it kind of helps you just be a personality.
The chain, well, you know what? You got this Shanimal. You got to keep her caged up. You got to keep her on a short leash. But boy, when you let out the Shanimal, the other team better just watch out.
Every girl's name is original, and you can only have it registered once, ever, and then it's retired. When you retire, which is, something really cool about your name because it's original. I primarily am a jammer or a super blocker.
I really prefer to be the power blocker because you're really key in knocking the jammer down, like you're the first line of defense, or the jammer because that's speed, and I love speed.
A jammer she's the position that's trying to lap all the blockers legally, without back blocking, without going out of bounds, as many times as she can to score the points. Kind of stressful, when you get up there right before they blow the whistle and your team's dependent on you to get through, and you may get bashed because you're the one everybody's chasing.
I'm probably a straight up blocker. I am either an obstacle or trying to knock people down. We help knock other blockers down to let our jammer through, and then we also we knock them down to we try to prevent them from letting their jammer through. I'm probably the stereotypical roller girl who didn't do sports in high school, like got picked last for dodgeball, that kind of thing.
I didn't have the mentality to compete in high school in a lot of team sports because I didn't have a good sportsmanship attitude.
So this was kind of my chance to redeem myself and join a sport that was not like any other, and you still get to dress up and wear makeup, but still kick some ass. Once you see it, man, you gotta try it at least once.
Well, there's this girl, Starter. She's the league president, and she hounded me for months, and I kept saying, oh, yeah, I'll come out, whatever, blowing her off. But I came out one afternoon and tried it out, met the girls, and just had a blast.
We had just moved here, and I was kind of like forced to work in this crummy doctor's office. And I was like, man, I really need to get out and meet some cool people. And my friend that actually worked in the doctor's office with me, she's stuck there as well. She kind of dragged me to a practice.
My husband told me to get a hobby, and so I did, and one of my friends, who is Martha Falker, who's also on the team, she and I were bowling one night, and there was an ad up about them wanting girls to do derby, and I thought, doesn't hurt to try it, and we came out and loved it.
Roller derby's pretty rough on the body, as you can tell. It's particularly rough on your knees, and I came into the sport with a bad knee from Ultimate. Turns out the bad knee is okay, and then I've kind of got a tweaky other knee.
A lot of the girls get what's called rink rash, and that's when you slide across the floor so fast that it burns the skin off of your leg. I had that happen once, and then it turned into a staph infection. Right now I have a bruised kidney, and that's actually from practice. There was a kind of a pile up in the floor, and when I jumped one of the girls to keep from running over her, I lost my balance and hit my back on the corner of a step.
It's tough, but I mean, if you don't love it, I mean, it's not worth it, and we lose people that way. But if you love it, you'll stick with it, and you'll push through all the BS and make it happen.
We all have jobs, and we all have lives outside of Derby.
I am a speech communications major, and I am a women's studies super minor.
I'm a wildlife ecologist for the Wildlife Resources Division of the Department of Natural Resources. I'm actually a wildland fire lighter. Fire is the most important tool that we have for habitat restoration. This is Sparky. He's my pet ATV, a flamethrower. I push this little button right here and flame shoots out 8 feet. So I'm just like flying through the woods, not flying, but driving through the woods and push that button and it's just like flames coming out the back.
I think roller derby acts as a stress reliever completely. I think that sometimes, not just school, any situation where, you know, work, relationships, anything where you're frustrated, or even when you don't know you're frustrated, after you come out of roller derby, you're just kind of like, okay, everything's better. For a while, I was kind of disappointed, if not angered, by the fact that people would tell me that, oh, you don't look like you do roller derby, or you probably aren't very good at it. And I think those people are not very informed of who I am as a person. But I like that because I think that maybe whenever we're warming up against different teams, that maybe they think, oh, well, she looks like she'd be nice. And hopefully, after the first period, they know better than that.
For me, life is all about full throttle and living each day to the fullest. So, I mean, I live on the edge in my job and in my sports and in all my hobbies, and I think that's just the best way to live.
Roller derby's part of your life. I don't think that roller derby is just something you do as a pastime. It's not like playing an intramural sport where you can just pick it up and then you do that for a couple weeks and then you move on. Roller derby is all year round. You're constantly practicing, you're working out, so you're better in practice.
I do a lot of things to stay in shape. Roller derby is great practice, and that's only 2 days a week though. So in my off days, I like to go mountain biking and bicycle riding and lifting weights and hiking and lots of different things.
I actually work out at least 2 days other than the practice.
I skate as much as I can. They have like kind of public skates on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I try to get out here at least 2 or 3 other times out of the week. We're the ones putting all this together, like on bout days, so it's a lot of commitment. Our weekends are booked most of the time, and a lot of weeknights.
I've been doing roller derby since January of this year.
Like a year and a half.
May of '06.
It's been a year now.
Roller derby means a lot of things to me.
And it's something all on my own. It's not, you know, as much as I love my family, my job, and everything else, this is my time when I come here. So that's probably one of the greatest things about it.
It really helps your confidence. Like if someone's giving you crap, like outside of this, you're like, shut up, I can like knock you down.
It really is fun to have a contact sport that women can play.
But it's also a solidarity of a lot of really neat women coming together for a common cause, you know, staying in shape and having a team, and also having an organization where we have fundraisers and we do things for the community. It's just a really special sport.